So that's shitty Suicide Squad game, the one that they've been advertising for a while. And then about 2 weeks or so ago, they did that state of play where it was the highlight, and it looks awful. Like, it looks truly awful in every possible way. The biggest offense is the fact that it is a sequel to Arkham Knight and it's in the Arkhamverse. And everyone roasted the living shit out of this. You go to any trailer of this on any channel, that's like an official one, like a DC channel or a Rocksteady's channel or like some gaming trailer channel. Everything you will see over there is this thing being ratioed. And I'm talking full-blown ratioed, butt blasted in the comments. There's like 2 people in the world that are excited for this. And yes, one of them is Cowman. This whole thing looks shit. And now it's being delayed again following the showcase criticism. Now, if they listened to what the real showcase criticism was, they would throw this whole thing in the bin, and Warner Brothers will have to take the L on this one. But don't worry, the Hogwarts Legacy money has put them in the green, so they don't really give a fuck about that. But is the criticism to this game, like, there's not little things that they could change that will fix this. It's fundamentally fucked from the bottom level upwards. If you wanted to fix this, you'd have to take down the whole thing and start again. That's how bad this whole thing is looking. So the game will now release later this year, it is being claimed. So Warner Brothers has reportedly delayed Rocksteady's Suicide Squad until the second half of this year, following the negative responses to the recent gameplay showcases. The whole thing looks shit. There's not one thing that you can narrow it down to. Everything looks terrible. The one that really stood out to me was when they were talking, they were trying to explain how all the characters played different. They're like, Harley Quinn, she's the acrobatic character. And then it'll just cut to King Shark flying across the map. It's like, he looks pretty acrobatic to me. So according to Bloomberg sources, Warner has decided to push the title from its previously announced May date until later this year. So Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is the next game from the creator of the Arkham series. And it's being called a genre-bending action-adventure shooter set in open-world metropolis. My gosh. The game was originally slated to come out this year, last year, sorry. It was eventually delayed until May this year. And then, of course, we have the Arkham Batman, the strongest one of the strongest versions of Batman to ever be created, apart from, getting into like God-style shit and all that. And it's such a shame because this is Kevin Conroy's last ever performance as Batman, and this is how it ends. At least he doesn't get to see it. I guess that's one positive to it. So Suicide Squad was showcased during the PlayStation live stream last month, but received some criticism from fans due to its live service elements, such as the requirement to play online, even in the single-player mode. That is so dumb, man. Even if you want to play single-player, you have to be connected online. That is stupid. That should never be a thing. The live service elements, they're stupid as well. Like I said, there's not one thing that you can narrow it down to that fixes this whole thing. The whole thing is fundamentally broken from the ground up. So while many modern games include DRM, which require a one-off online check to prevent piracy, a persistent online requirement remains relatively uncommon for modern games with single-player modes. Even in titles that are primarily co-op focused on single-player elements, it just shouldn't be a thing. The presentation also confirmed that the game will feature a battle pass. Yes, a battle pass in Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, which Rocksteady claimed would only have cosmetic items, which I actually don't believe that's the case. So post-game support, including new characters and missions, was also announced. A representative from Warner didn't immediately respond to Bloomberg's request for comment. So this whole thing is stupid. This whole thing is stupid. I can remember during the Xbox One days when it was Xbox One versus PS3, and then Xbox got on their stage and they talked about how their console had to be online 24/7, and people were not fucking happy. They scrapped that whole thing because of the backlash to that. And that's still not implemented in consoles to this day. And now we have a single-player Suicide Squad game that's supposed to be a sequel to Arkham Knight. God damn. Always requiring to be online, even if you play solo. The characters look shit. The gameplay looks... They all look the same to me. I'll say the gameplay looks kind of meh, to be honest with you. I don't think anyone is happy with how this game is looking. But come on, it being a sequel to Arkham Knight is just... That's just the offensive part, man. That's the kick in the balls to everyone. The fact that people are looking at this going, dude, you're telling me that after Arkham Knight, this is what happens? this is how Kevin Conroy's Arkham Batman returns. That's just so stupid, man. It kind of contradicts the ending to Arkham Knight as well. The way Arkham Knight ended, I consider it to be like perfect. I'm very happy with that ending. We can call it there, done. We can wrap it up and move on. And let's not forget that this is not really the same Rocksteady that made those games. A whole lot of the original developers are no longer there. These new Rocksteady people, we saw them, on their fucking state of play, the shit they were saying, it was retarded. And originally, they actually wanted to do a Superman game. The people that made the Arkham games, not this piece of shit, but the people that made the Arkham games said, "Hey, we want to do a Superman game," and Warner Brothers was like, "No." And then they thought, "Well, what if we do a Batman Beyond? We'll do Batman Beyond. We'll do Terry McGinnis." And Warner Brothers was like, "No." And then they thought, fuck, all right, okay, we'll do Damian Wayne, Damian Wayne, the son of Bruce Wayne. We can continue the story with that. How's this affected his son? Talia al Ghul is dead in this universe. She dies in Arkham City, and now everything that's gone down with Arkham Knight, how will this affect Damian Wayne? That's going to be a wicked story we can tell right there. And they were like, okay, or hear me out. We do a live service Suicide Squad game. And that's how we ended up with this. Yeesh.